Why wasn't Sinem there, and why did Ozan Baba's cool demeanor at the dinner become the talk of the town? You're watching Turkish series Stars, and if you love digging into what really happens when the cameras stop rolling, make sure you subscribe and stick around. Tonight we're peeling back the curtain on the gathering that set the SRF Rüya set buzzing. The cast sat down for an intimate pre-season dinner, flashes were popping, laughter was flowing, yet one chair stayed empty. Ozan Baba showed up, all poise and quiet smiles. But Sinem? Nowhere to be seen. That single absence, paired with Ozan's reserved energy, ignited a firestorm of speculation. Was it a snub, a health issue, a scheduling clash, or something more complicated? We've traced the whispers, sifted through the comments, and spoken to people who saw the night up close. Get your coffee, because we're walking you through everything step by step, from the first photo shared online to the underlying dynamics that fans are dying to decode. Let's start with why this particular dinner mattered so much. The production arranged a special evening to set the tone before filming kicked into high gear, a tradition designed to boost team spirit, break down first-week nerves, and let the cast bond in a relaxed setting. Normally, these nights come and go with a few snaps and a couple of stories on social media. But SRF Rüya isn't a normal project. Pairing Ozan Baba and Sinem in the same series sent anticipation through the roof. From the announcement day, fans mused over who would steal the spotlight, how their energies would align, and whether this duo, one known for razor-sharp intensity, the other for luminous warmth, would melt the screen or keep it at arm's length. So when Ozan arrived without Sinem, the internet took a deep breath and began to speculate in unison. The moment the first photos hit timelines, the comments spiraled. Where is Sinem? Why is Ozan smiling but standing back? Did something quietly crack between them? Threads bloomed faster than anyone expected, each feeding the next. And while rumor culture thrives on quick conclusions, what simmered behind the smiles and silence was layered, nuanced, and, as usual, more human than headline-friendly. We're talking long prep days, contrasting personalities, and a fandom watching every blink as if it were a plot twist. So why didn't Sinem attend? In the first 24 hours, two theories dominated. One camp swore she'd fallen ill. Another insisted she had a previously booked shoot that couldn't be moved. Both had a ring of plausibility. Yet the claim that caught the most attention was the idea of a rift, a soft fracture between her and Ozan. Just a week earlier, Sinem had given an interview that seemed to dispel such talk. She praised Ozan's discipline, remarking that working alongside him felt safe, structured, and respectful, a partner who protects his own space as carefully as he honors his scene partners. On paper, it was a compliment. But online, the tone was parsed and reparsed. Was it genuine warmth or a formal nod meant to avoid gossip? When she skipped the dinner, all those carefully chosen words were reread as polite distance, and people began to wonder whether professional chemistry was masking a quiet chill. Now to Ozan. He did attend, posed for the cameras, kept close to his team, and stayed attentive, but with a noticeable restraint. Those who sat within earshot said he wasn't aloof so much as economical. He listened, smiled, contributed when spoken to, yet remained slightly removed from the goofier banter. Some commented that his reserved behavior tracks with his prep style. He tends to burrow into a character and carry a fraction of that weight even when he's off the clock. On other sets, he's known to be warm with crew and firm with routine, building trust through stability rather than chatter. Still, that night, the interpretation split. A few online voices labeled it arrogance, even claiming he refused photo requests from some staff members. Others who were there fought back on that narrative, insisting he was cordial and professional, only shrinking from crowded chaos in favor of quieter corners. The truth, as always, is susceptible to whatever lens you choose to look through. The talk of a distant duo didn't actually begin at the dinner, it had been simmering since the first promotional shots dropped. In those teasers, while the two looked striking together, some viewers insisted the vibe felt controlled, like two experts maintaining a carefully drawn line rather than leaning into an easy flirtation. Sinem, celebrated for her instant chemistry with co-stars, often lights up a scene with spontaneous warmth. Ozan, whose performances can feel volcanic beneath the surface, tends to play the long game, building tension that explodes later. That contrast? Radiant approachability versus smoldering reserve, can read as distance before it blossoms into something electric. The empty chair at dinner only deepened that narrative for those already squinting at the edges. Then came the rivalry angle. Social media loves a tug-of-war, and when two seasoned leads share a marquee, people start tallying imaginary points. Whose character arc is heavier, whose screen time lands first, whose press buzz hums louder? Whispered details about the script didn't help. Word is that Ozan's character launches with a dense, dark spine in the early episodes, while Sinem's role is crafted to build gradually and then surge. Some spun that into a tension theory. What if Sinem didn't want to be overshadowed in the beginning? What if Ozan feared being eclipsed later? In reality, no one close to the set confirmed any friction. But even unfounded rivalry chatter serves a show's momentum. Every speculative headline is free marketing, and Sref Rüya's name kept ricocheting across feeds. What truly fanned the flames was Sinem's silence. Usually, if she misses an event for a brand shoot, a family commitment, or a routine scheduling clash, she posts a story or drops a note. This time there was nothing. That quietness became its own message in the court of public opinion. Was she choosing not to pour oxygen onto a spark? Was she making a subtle point by letting her absence speak? Or was it as simple as being buried in work and not wanting to type out explanations? Without a word from her, everyone filled the void with their own story. Meanwhile, those close to Ozan maintain that he's been deep in preparation for weeks, even months, building physical habits, refining accents, and testing those almost invisible choices that make a character breathe. That kind of focus can easily be misread as coldness when set against the colorful energy of a cast dinner. He's a star under lights but a private person in a crowd. He shakes hands, takes a seat, then drifts to the edges where he can observe rather than perform. On social media, that nuance is often flattened. Clips are cropped, photos are cherry-picked, and a natural preference for calm gets spun into a narrative of ego. So, is there actually a problem between them? The best supported answer is simpler than the headlines. You're looking at two consummate professionals with different rhythms. Ozan is a measured presence, clean lines, focused eyes. Sinem is a spark, open, bright, immediately engaging. Put them side by side in a setting designed for loud bonding, and the interplay can read as cool. Place them under the right scene, though, and that very friction is the stuff screen chemistry is made of. The appearance of distance doesn't automatically mean distance exists. Sometimes it's just two talented people saving their collisions for the camera. Of course, the amplifier effect of the internet can spin a glance into a saga. Sref Rüya was always going to be a magnifying glass moment. Every angle gets examined, every detail bloats into drama, and even completely innocent choices are injected with meaning they never had. Overnight we got headlines like Sinem dodges the table, Ozan left hanging, and ice on set. The truth is rarely as theatrical. A night out became a lightning rod simply because the stakes, and the expectations, are enormous. As for what comes next, insiders suggest the dynamic between their characters will intensify with each episode. The scripts carve a trajectory from wary pull to searing entanglement, peppered with clashes that require total commitment. When performers lean into material like that, it can spill into the air between takes, not as trouble, but as a focus so tight it trims small talk. Don't be surprised if what some call distance at a dinner reappears on screen as crackling tension you can't look away from. It's the alchemy of measured restraint meeting quicksilver warmth, and if the creative team harnesses it, the result will be fireworks. So let's zoom out. A cast dinner. One missing face. One lead keeping his center of gravity close to the ground. An audience hungry for signs. It's easy to fashion a narrative about feuds and frost. But the simplest explanation sits right in front of us: two stars with distinct work styles, navigating a high-stakes project under a glare bright enough to turn whispers into thunder. If Esref Rüya can command this much attention before airing a single episode, imagine the wave it will ride once the story actually lands in living rooms. We'll keep watching, we'll keep listening, and we'll keep separating heat from haze. If you enjoyed diving into the untold beats behind the glossy photos, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications here at Turkish Series Stars so you never miss an update. We'll be back with more on-set buzz, smarter analysis than the timelines, and the stories that shape the seasons. Until then, take care of yourselves, stay curious, and if today happens to be your special day, may it be bright, happiest of birthdays to you.